hammering away from a nice safe distance beyond the range of the light anti-tank half-track, but not far enough to not be able to kill these Panzer Grenadiers, and they are once more trying for the farmost part of the ridge, going for a flanking maneuver. The T-17 slightly pulling back. We see the Kettenkrad nearby, probably going to try and do some scouting. And so far no doctrine though. Kettenkrad quickly coming under fire, spotting a mine though, and a machine gun still set up, but the T-17 has things cleared out. Light anti-tank half-track knocking out the mine. Kettenkrad wrecked and wasted, and now the Panzer Grenadiers themselves are coming under fire from the T-17. One team already down to one man and causing a full rout. Alright, over here we see the same Panzer Grenadier team still holding out in the building, but have lost one man, and looks like this might continue. And in fact, a mortar has been brought out to try and flush out the Panzer Grenadiers, or at least kill them. Of course, killing them would be better, as it would increase the rate of attrition on the Panzer Elite. Commander, the 17th SS, really not having much luck with the resources, and now getting a martyr already to try and stop the T-17. Perhaps not the best choice, considering it's an armored car, which can, of course, with a bit of luck and white phosphorus shells, quickly outmaneuver it and knock it out. Panzer Grenadiers charging in, and mine set up right here to make any movement through. No, it was apparently being set up but did not finish. Now Panzer Grenadiers are pulling out under the threat of mortar fire. And the T-17 is quick to do something nasty. Tiller mines going up, which is certainly meaning we are seeing the tank hunter doctrine. And the Marder 3 has been completed. Ready to knock out some Yankee armor if it can actually spot it and not be wrecked by it. Panzer Grenadiers once more caught out in the open as the T-17 continues the hunt. Like a ravenous dog, it continues to stalk the German infantry and pounce upon it. And now the Marder gets a rear shot on the T-17, but with the Veterancy 1 it gains a bit more health. And it does stop from charging right into among the buildings, which would certainly have been bad, since that would have made it a lot more exposed target. Now we see the Jeep having taken a lot of damage, might in fact be wrecked soon. And the light anti-tank half-track has suffered a lot of damage. We see the mortar right close to the wall, providing fire support. What will it hit? I am not sure. And Panzer Grenadiers inside the building are taking quite a bit of fire. Mortar shells raining in, and now Rangers are joining the fight. Rangers lead the way, and we see its anti-tank gun sneaking in, setting up in a right nasty position, able to shoot right at this Marder, which is exposed due to this opening in the blockade, and taking quite a lot of fire, already down to half health, in fact less than half. And the main gun is destroyed. The T-17 now continuing in, having suffered a very little damage, in fact knocking out the anti-tank half-track, leaving only the Marder 3. The Marder 3 of course is in a terrible situation, barely any health, and the main gun is destroyed, allowing the T-17 to charge right in. First shot by great luck deflected, so the second shot by the third luck shot is the charm, knocking out the Marder and sending the infantry to all directions. And now getting the Panzer Support Command upgrade again. He just seems to get one of each unit almost, except Panzer Grenadiers. Not really trying to get anything helpful. No mortar half-tracks. Of course you can't really get those. No further armored cars, and now a Panzer IV. Perhaps he might have a bit more luck with that, but then again he might not. It's a bit of an unfocused effort so far, I feel. Engineers pulling back in the face of these Panzer Grenadiers. And we see the anti-tank gun opening fire on the Panzer Grenadiers. Was certainly a bit exposed right there out in the open, in particular when taking a point. The mortar having edged a bit further forward to cover this part of the map. And now Riflemen and Rangers are moving in to try and flank these Panzer Grenadiers while they are trying to take this point. Got access to the Marder, but the heads on me, but he's not really using it. And now the Rangers with SMGs are forcing the Panzer Grenadiers into a full retreat. And then we go, the venerable Panzer IV armored skirts on the way, and a lot of munitions for the Panzer Elite commander, and nothing to really use it on. A bit tragic, I'd say. Will we see the Hetzer as well to provide some anti-tank power? Apparently not. Not entirely sure what he's up to. Sending in the Panzer IV, completely unsupported it seems. Rangers moving around and a mine being set up right at this crossroads, which is certainly a nice spot. Now the Panzer IV moves in, again unsupported. And only 2 Panzer Grenadier teams for the Panzer Elite, in fact not a lot. White phosphor shells stunning the Panzer IV, and now Rangers moving in. Probably going to try and get some rear shots on the Panzer IV. 2 going down right next to the building. Panzer Grenadier setting up right here in the building, providing heavy fire support. And T-17 blasting away at the occupants of this building as they continue to fire everything that looks even remotely American. Panzer IV once more charging in without support. T-17 is firing, but the shots fly off harmlessly on the armored skirts. And the anti-tank gun is quick to move in. Very light damage to the Panzer IV, which continues its path of destruction right through American lines. And what do we see? Another anti-tank half-track. The light variant, of course. There were anti-tank half-tracks that were equipped with the PaK-40, the much bigger anti-tank gun, which was certainly not entirely bad, but I had a bit of an overkill for the Panzer Elite and Wehrmacht. Panzer IV awfully exposed, considering the player must know that there's an anti-tank gun out there, and with a few well-placed shots that Panzer IV can easily end up being knocked out and almost down to half health as the anti-tank gun is moving closer and closer to try and knock out. And there we go, a shot fired off, apparently not penetrating. Instead it actually went for this anti-tank half-track. And continuing to find this T-17 armored car, apparently a shot was fired off the tread breaker, which did destroy the engine, but it's not rendered immobilized. And now we do see the Hetzer to join the fight. Apparently the Panzer IV completely getting out of the fight, apparently hoping for these Panzer Grenadiers to provide repairs. Hetzer charging in without support. This is a bold move indeed, but it could easily end it wrecked. And in fact down to half health already. Panzer Grenadiers and Panzer IV moving in, forcing the anti-tank gun to retreat. One gunner already down, and Veterans 1 for this Panzer IV. T-17 blasting away. Will the anti-tank gun get a few good shots? No, it won't. All of the gunners have been rendered dead and inert, but now Rangers are moving in from the rear. Will they be able to knock it out? Will there be any heavier anti-tank assets? Does not look so. And the T-17 has been wrecked. Not entirely sure what did the trick though. Mortar shells raining in, killing Panzer Grenadiers indiscriminately as they are standing close to the buildings.
The enemy has struck.
One team, in fact, having been completely wiped out, leaving only 1 wounded, but of course there are no methods for the Panzer Grenadiers, Panzer Elite, to actually recover them. Anti-tank, the Panzer IV, gun damage and almost dead, and now the Hetzer in is in a very perilous situation. Did manage to clear out the anti-tank gun's infantry, but only briefly. Rangers seizing the gun once more and going to fire away at the Hetzer. The Hetzer desperately trying to get out of there, and does manage to do so for the moment, but the Panzer IV is heavily damaged. Only 1 Panzer Grenadier team, not getting any more to actually try and fix it. There we go. And a Kettenkrad as well. The Kettenkrad, of course, can, with the tank hunter doctrine, actually repair. So not bad. But I can't help but feel he spent perhaps a bit too many resources trying to jump around between all of these buildings and getting all of the upgrades, or at least to get new units. And now what was that? The Bergtiger, that was quite the surprise. He's probably hoping to recover some of his lost assets, but so far he hasn't really had much on the field in terms of vehicles, so it's actually a bit of a waste of resources. Of course, it can soak up a lot of damage. Of course, you could try and use it for that like that, or as a battering ram, since it can crush heavier obstacles like blockade. But currently I can't help but suspect that's not really what he needs at the moment. More Panzer Grenadiers, some half-tracks to provide some mortar support, for example, would have helped, but there we go. Bergtiger has hit the field. This funny thing though is there's a lot of people that might suspect that this is not actually what it was supposed to be like. In fact, it's just the wreckage of a unit like that, which was suspected to be a recovery vehicle, but there's no actual evidence it was like that. There was a lot of other recovery vehicles which could have been used, but certainly nothing quite as impressive as that. Of course, there was the Berg Panther, which was certainly used for that, and of course a Berg Panzer 4. I do believe a variant was also made for the Hetzer to recover vehicles. And, well, yeah. So there you go. Panzer Grenadiers taking fire from the anti-tank gun, and our riflemen moving in with Veterancy 2, rendering them much more lethal against the 17th SS Panzer Grenadiers, who are certainly now forced to retreat as mortar shells are raining in amongst them. And they are instead seizing into this building, not wanting to leave that point. But the riflemen are getting closer and things are certainly looking very grim. Now the Bergtiger is moving alongside the armored units, going to repair the Hetzer. The Bergtiger is in fact quite good at repairing. Now T-17 beginning to clear out the infantry in the building. Anti-tank half-track moving in. Panzer Grenadier team has been wiped out to its full extent. And anti-tank are knocking out another anti-tank half-track. A bit of an effort as the troops are trying to move in, but coming under heavy fire, and game over. The 17th SS have realized they can't hold the line and are forced to retreat, rendering this a victory for the 1st Infantry Division. So what can we learn from this? Well, of course, don't just rely on Panzer Grenadiers, and if you do, a bit more focused, a bit more using cover. And of course, but generally you want some support for it. And of course he had a bit of trouble, as I did manage to get up that 30 caliber, and he kept getting into it, running into it, instead of perhaps trying some other approach. You know, things like that which really tired him down. But also his need to constantly build buildings but not really get any use out of them. He, for example, this got a single Panzer armored car, then some MP44s, which is certainly not entirely bad, but really not the best. And then of course shortly after getting the Panzer Support Command, getting the light anti-tank half-track, then going for the Marder, and then going for the Panzer 4. Really a lot of resources and not really a lot of units to show for it. And in that end he actually left most of his Panzer Grenadiers without much support, and having gone from 5 teams to only 2 teams in very short amount of time, not good either. Panzer Grenadiers really should be preserved in every possible manner, since they can be quite expensive to replace. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, why not subscribe or tell your friends? And if you didn't, why not send in the replay? Albeit I might suggest you don't wait until after Tuesday once the next patch is out, since there's only a few days left, and I probably won't be able to cast all of these games I've received. And I probably certainly won't be able to cast any new ones, but of course you're welcome to do so nonetheless. But I can't guarantee anything. But there you go, and cheers.